Welcome to part 2 of the video on integration by parts. In this second part we're going to solve another example, and then I'm going to show you the first trick that can be used with integration by parts. As a second example, let's try to find this integral, the integral of x sine of x dx. Let's write again the formula of integration by parts. This is the formula. And well, what can we do in this case? Here we have the product of two functions, so we can define u of x as x and v prime of x as sine of x. Here in the formula we need to use u prime of x. So we have u of x equals x. That means that u prime of x equals 1. We also need v of x. We know that v prime of x equals sine of x. So we must take the definite integral of this function to get v of x, and that will be minus cosine of x. So now we simply replace these functions in our formula to get that this integral equals, well, this integral where u of x equals x, v prime of x equals sine of x. We have that this equals x times minus cosine of x, where x is u of x, minus cosine of x is v of x, then minus this integral where 1 is u prime of x, minus cosine of x is v of x. So our integral becomes this. We have this equation here, and now we only need to solve this other integral here. But the integral of cosine of x is very easy to solve. Where is the integral of cosine of x? It is sine of x, because the derivative of sine of x is cosine of x. So this is the answer. This is another example where we simply need to select the functions u of x, v prime of x, and then apply the formula. Now let's talk about a little trick that can be used with integration by parts, and it is to take v prime of x as 1. That is, take v prime of x equals 1. For example, let's try to find this integral, the integral of the natural log of x dx. Here we don't have the product of two functions, we only have one function here. So how can we apply integration by parts? The trick is that we can take u of x equals natural log of x, v prime of x equals 1. So if u of x equals the natural log, u prime of x equals 1 over x. And if v prime of x equals 1, v of x will be x. So we have that this integral we can write as this product, or the integral of this product. We simply multiply the natural log by 1. So we have that here natural log will be u of x, the number 1 will be v prime of x. So we can use the formula of integration by parts, and we get that this integral equals the natural log, that equals u of x, times x, that equals v of x, minus this integral, the integral of u prime of x, that equals 1 over x, times v, that equals x. So we can cancel the x here, and we get that the original integral equals this difference. And we have the integral, here we have the integral of dx. The integral of dx is simply x. So we have this equation, and this is the answer. Plus c. In the other examples I forgot to put the constant here. So this is the answer, and you can see that using this little trick here, we just use integration by parts on an integral where the function we're integrating is only one function, it is not the product of two functions. So you can see that integration by parts is really useful, and it can be used in many situations. In the next video I'm going to show you more examples and other tricks that make integration by parts even more useful. That's all for now. Thank you for watching, and see you next time.